It's well known that self-managed super funds can buy residential property. That is, self-managed super fund has enough cash, goes and buys a house, rents that property. Very good tax advantages in this. For example, super funds can have very low rate of capital gains tax. In a lot of cases it's 10%. If the fund's in pensions phase, it's actually 0%. Rental then is effectively assessed at 15%, and if the fund is in pension phase, even the rent can effectively be tax-free. So the attractions are pretty substantial. One of the problems, however, with superannuation funds is where you own a property already and you'd like your super fund to buy it. There are special rules allowing this if the property is known as business real property, that is, it's a commercial premises used in the business. However, there's pretty much a blanket prohibition on the acquisition of a property from a member where that property is a residential rental property. So if you own a house and it's a rental and you want to transfer it to your super fund, you pretty much cannot do it. However, there is a sort of a way around this, and so long as it meets the investment strategy for the fund, you can effectively implement this in terms of allowing a fund to either acquire a residential rental property that you currently own and or take a further interest. And the best way to explain it is the use of what's known as a non-geared unit trust. Effectively, if the residential rental property is owned by a unit trust, and that unit trust has no debts, doesn't engage in business, has no other securities other than pretty much this property, and there are some specific definitions that need to be looked at here. But if this trust is a fairly straightforward unit trust that owns a property, which is a residential rental property, then effectively there's nothing stopping the superannuation fund buying units in that unit trust. If you think about it, that can mean several things. It can mean the super fund actually providing cash to the unit holder. Now presumably that unit holder is the member, that is you. So in a way you're sort of selling your property to the super fund, getting money out of your super fund. Or you can treat these transfer of units as being deductible contributions depending on your circumstances. It raises a significant point about tax planning and some of the advantages of self-managed superannuation. That is getting the structure right at the beginning. Now, to be fair, a lot of people are not going to be buying properties in unit trust. It's not something that you normally would do. However, if you know that that property is a quality investment and that a self-managed super fund which has an investment agenda to do with real estate, and you're either running a fund or going to set up a self-managed super fund, owning property within unit trust structures can be an effective way of getting that property into your fund. And by way of example, you have a property, it's held in a unit trust. You have a superannuation fund which has a couple $100,000 in there, maybe not quite enough yet to warrant a large acquisition. There's nothing stopping over time that super fund building up its assets and then going to the unit trust and buying effectively units from you, and then effectively you're getting your money out of the super fund. It highlights the importance of structuring rental arrangements within self-managed superannuation funds, and it highlights the use of unit trusts. As always, the issues here get a little bit complex, and attention to detail is very important. This is general advice, but anyone who's got a self-managed fund, who's got a rental property investment agenda, should look at the concept of a non-geared unit trust and how they can be used in conjunctions with superannuation funds. Thank you.